Greetings everyone, and Silverfang Dancer 98 back here with another one of the story elements here. Now, in this one, we're going to be going over the official prologue chapter of the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance storyline. This is where we're introduced to Ike fully, along with a few key characters that'll be a recurring theme for the remainder of this game. Now, I hope you enjoyed last time because I'm looking forward to telling you about this part, where we get into some actual combat experience for the main character. Until now, he's only ever had experience training with his father, and today he's about to put all that to the test. Ike has finally come of age, a good 16-year-old. Now, in most fantasy worlds, we have the age of 15 to 16 being when you're considered a man, to be able to join the front line and fight off invaders. In the line of mercenary work, it's very important. With Ike being 16 now, he's about to enter in the world of combat and join his father in his company's business, to join them as a full-time mercenary. Now, this will be hard as his proctor is none other than his father himself, who taught him his sword work. As a result, Ike's training is about to be complete in a very hard to deal with way. You'll be seeing that in the upcoming discussion. Here we go. We open up in the Crimea countryside, near a beautiful lake inside a lush forest, where you hear the clacking of swords happening down below. Where you see Ike tossed to the ground as he's pushed back by his father in another effort to try and get through his guard. His father simply chuckles, saying, "You're going to have to do better than that, Ike." Ike immediately grunts, getting up, arms his sword once more, and comes at his father with another flurry of strikes, trying to break through. But even with Ike's best efforts, and the fact that, well, his father's using only one arm and not moving much, Ike is being pushed back every time. Every strike blocked, every attack parried, and every time he tries to push against it, he's pushed back by Greel's superior strength and size. Ike's getting frustrated and starts getting ready to do a daring move when they both hear Ike's sister, Mist, coming down the trail, waving to them, trying to get their attention. Greel lets down his guard temporarily, trying to take a look at his daughter, seeing what she needs, when Ike takes the opportunity to try and strike his father with an overhead blow. Greel simply moves to the side and smacks Ike in the back, knocking him to the ground and unconscious. Mist goes to check up on her brother while he takes an impromptu nap from that blow. As you can see here, where he missed spectacularly in his blow. Despite his best efforts, Greel was expecting an underhanded tactic with his son getting so desperate. After waking up from a dream, remembering his mother humming a tune to them, he sees Mist plucking flowers as she's also humming the same tune, the lullaby from their mother. He comes over trying to see how Mist is doing, and Mist is simply saying, "About time you're up." And as she smiles, he sees his mother's face over hers. While after she's checking on him, Ike's just, well, he's mostly his bruised pride versus his bruised wounds at this point, trying to figure out what he did wrong, trying to see if there's something else he could do. With Mist going, "Are you sure you should try and keep doing this?" Ike simply goes, "If I don't, I can't get into the mercenary group. I want to help father out with his business. Plus, one day, it'll be up to me to lead us. If I can even beat Dad, at least land a blow on him, how can I be a part of the mercenary group?" Right after that, they hear, "Well, you can't then." Hearing immediately Boyd, Ike's best friend and brother figure, even though Boyd himself has two other brothers. Mist and Ike both turn to see Boyd walking down the path with a wooden axe over his shoulder. "Oh, good to see your butt got kicked again, Ike." Boyd. "Look, it was a lucky shot. Are you sure? Didn't seem so lucky from what I heard from Mist." You told Boyd? I didn't think anything of it. Plus, I know you're still better than him. Oh, come on, I'm fully licensed to be part of the mercenary group. Yeah, and you're still in training, too. Immediately, Greel comes over to him after hearing that his son was up and the argument began to evolve. He immediately comes over going, "Oh, in that case, Ike, before you try another bout with me, how about seeing how well your skills have developed against Boyd?" Ike looks over to Boyd intrigued as Boyd himself goes, Yeah, I don't mind schooling Ike. Let's see how well he does." Ike readies his practice sword while Boyd readies his practice axe, and they get ready to come at each other. Immediately, both of these two begin their swings. Boyd comes with an overhand blow on with his axe while Ike prepares himself in his classic stance. He immediately jumps back from the blow, parrying it off his sword, allowing Boyd to slide past as Ike comes around and smacks him upside the head. Thankfully for Boyd, since it's a wooden sword, he didn't lose anything there, except maybe some pride. Shaking off the quick counter, Boyd comes with a flurry of axe blows trying to get through him with a figure 8 blow. Ike manages to get by with only a few scrapes from the axe blade, barely scraping by both arms as he manages to get inside the guard, strike Boyd up the chest, and then slam it down his shoulder, knocking Boyd to the ground. Boyd, too wounded to continue as Ike has his sword pointed at his nose, merely tries to, well, save face. Greel comes forward, ready to give Ike a final lesson, seeing how he was able to handle Boyd. Immediately going, "That's good, Ike, very good, but don't let it go to your head. You still have me to contend with," as Ike immediately swings down his father, and he manages to block the blade. Already fired up, huh? Boyd immediately vacates to the side of the practice area with Mist, and sees the upcoming father-son fight. A flurry of blows comes between both fighters as Ike is trying to play it a bit more carefully after seeing how spectacularly Boyd failed against him, seeing that rushing in, trying to power through, really won't work. Ike manages to block Greel into this position here where Greel has his overhand blade blocking. Ike immediately tries to parry under, coming down and trying to slam onto his father's outstretched knee in his guard block. Greel immediately breaks stance trying to back up, but Ike takes this moment to come up and thrust, striking his father in the chest, landing a solid blow. Greel immediately rubs the area with his other hand, going, "Very good, Ike, you're learning good. Now let's see what happens when I'm on the attack," immediately coming down with an overhead blow onto his own son. A flurry of blocks, strikes, and parries from Ike's side, trying to play defensive and trying to find that next opening. When Greel, trying to do a power swing, overextends over his head, and Ike sees his moment. He comes in, slams it down his father's arm, trying to strike the blade from him, which he manages to do. Greel drops the blade, and Ike manages to disarm his father. Pointing his sword there, Greel immediately chuckles, and he's picked up by his son. His sister immediately comes over going, "Wow, Ike, you did it! You scored 2 solid hits on father and even disarmed him." "Yeah, he was going easy on me, though." "Actually, son, I was not," Greel admits. "I was actually coming at you with some of my good skills. So I think you're competent enough to join us now." That means, yep, you've gained your first real mission as a mercenary. "Father, I won't let you down." "I know you won't, son." Greel immediately picks up his training blade, sheathing it into his belt. "I'm gotta go prepare Titania and the others for a mission. In the meantime, you go ahead and get rested up. You and Boyd both took some good bruises from this recent training. I want you both to prepare yourselves and get ready. Your first real mission will be tomorrow. Mist, make sure wrist heals them both. We don't want them too many bruises or cuts coming through." "Right." Ike and Boyd immediately taking offense to this. "Wait, how come she gets the responsibility of making sure we get healed?" "'Cause I know you two boys. If I don't make Mist make sure you go get healed, you won't go get healed." Both boys grumble and look to the side, trying to deny it, but really can't. Mist just giggles at them both as Greel chuckles and heads off with a smirk. Looking to the sky, Greel thinks, "Our boy's coming to becoming a man, Elena. I just wish you were still here to see them both." Letting out a small sigh, Greel continues his way back, thinking of his wife, and hoping that she's smiling upon them all from heaven. While Boyd's wiping off the sweat, picking up his axe to sheath it on his back, Ike sheathes his practice sword in his waist and goes, "So Boyd, what about that spectacular new move you're going to show me next time we spar? I didn't see it." What do you mean? You didn't give me a chance to use it. In other words, I was too fast for you." "What? No, Miss is just giggling, thinking, "You boys, I swear, if things weren't attached to your hands, you guys would lose your fingers sometimes in all these arguments. Hey, that was one time because we weren't careful with that sword." "Yeah, I know. We had to make sure you guys didn't cut further by accident." Ike's just chuckling at Boyd being teased by his sister relentlessly. Boyd won't ever win. Mistress is too good against him. Still, that dream. Haven't thought about Mother and... few weeks. Ike sighs, and they all get back to the mercenary compound, seeing some of the other knights there. But with a promising future, as they all hear Ike is now part of their group, congratulating him, and they all throw a small party celebrating Ike's victory against Greel and Boyd. But those are more common than you think. After a good night, Ike looks at his leather armor, pauldron, reinforced cape that he had prepared for when he became a full mercenary, thinking, tomorrow, I'll make Dad proud. I'll start becoming a true mercenary. Someone who can protect Mist and lead us. Don't worry, Mom. I'll grow into a man that you and Dad can both be happy with. While Ike rests, Greel and Titania are talking. Are you sure, Commander? It'd be his first mission. Why not I lead? No. Ike's my son. If he's going to learn how to lead this mercenary group, he must learn what it means to be a leader. You'll be vice commander in this mission. You, Boyd, and Oscar will be his lieutenants. He'll be squad commander. You all will be helping him. It's a simple mission. Some bandits have been giving a coastal village some trouble. Understand, Commander. Should I go full horseback or should I go on my own 2 feet? Please, the loyal Titania, the paladin, without her horse? Nah, you go full dress. I want you ready in case they need backup. After all, you're their heavy out there. If you can't be able to back them up in time. Fair enough, Commander. Though I doubt I'll need my steel for this one. Indeed, just some iron will do. Make sure Ike and the others are fully equipped for this mission. Will do, Commander. Oh, and Titania, Thank you for staying with me. No problem, Commander. After all, I promised you and the missus. Thanks. I appreciate it. Of course. After all, someone's got to make sure that hard head doesn't try and take an axe blow straight to it. Oh, would you... You and Elena will never let that go. I mean, it was a practice axe, but still, the fact you thought you could break it with your forehead. That's true. At that point, I thought hard-headed was a good thing. Not realizing that sometimes the axe can win. Do take care, Commander. I'll do my best. You take care of my boy tomorrow. I'll lead Gatry, Shinnon, and Riss in the other mission. You'll leave Mist and Riss here alone? Well, Soren will be here to watch them. Okay, that's not much better, but... Nah, Soren's responsible. Don't worry. We'll make sure eventually Rolf and Mist are ready for the field. I just worry about those two. The youngest of our group, and they're already trying to learn the skills of the trade. It's gonna be a long time. But I know Ike will grow into what he needs to be. Agreed, Commander. Good night. Good night, Titania. And as the mercenary band goes to bed, the night sky comes down. And, unknowns to any of them, something horrible is brewing in the north. As Dayan prepares to make a move that will change the course of Ike's original fate. And the fate of those he will come in contact with will be affected by his journey. For now, though, Ike will have to grow as fast as he can and as well as he can to become a true man that he knows is needed for this world. Thank you guys for joining me for today's story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll be looking forward to next week's chapter. Chapter 1, The First Assignment, where Ike leads Boyd, Titania, and a new player, Oscar, which I'll be introducing next chapter, in a raid against a village hounded by bandits. They'll be taking out the bandits that are raiding it and defending it to free it from their iron axes and blades. But that is the story for next time. I do hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing how many of you will enjoy the next one. This has been Silverfang Dancer 98, signing off.